Hi everybody, it's Treble. I'm super excited to be doing Bible study with you this summer. If you scroll down, there is a coloring sheet that you can print out and color while you listen or just watch the video. Today we're talking about Daniel. Daniel was from Jerusalem, but when he was young, King Nebuchadnezzar from Babylon came to Jerusalem with his army to take over. While he was there, he told one of his leaders to choose some boys who would leave their homes and come work for him at his palace in Babylon. He wanted boys that were healthy and handsome and good learners to serve him. During their training, the boys would be fed a special diet where they could eat the same food and drink the same drinks that the king had. And most people in Babylon, they didn't follow God, but 4 of the boys who came from Judah were different from the others. They worshipped the Lord. Their names were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The man in charge of those boys gave them new names when they got there, though, so Daniel became Belteshazzar, Hananiah became Shadrach, Mishael became Meshach, and Azariah became Abednego. Even though they weren't in Judah anymore and didn't have their names anymore, they still wanted to obey God, which meant they couldn't eat certain foods, including the food that the king gave them. But Daniel had an idea. He asked the man in charge for permission to eat other foods, but the man in charge was afraid that if they didn't eat the king's food, they wouldn't be as strong or as healthy as the other men, and that he would get in trouble for letting them get weak. Daniel suggested letting them eat just vegetables and drink just water for 10 days and to see if they were healthier than the others at the end. When those 10 days were over, they were healthier than the others who had been eating the king's food, so the man in charge allowed them to keep eating vegetables and drinking water. God was happy that Daniel found a way to obey him and blessed him and his friends with wisdom and intelligence and gave Daniel the ability to understand visions and dreams. At the end of their training, the king saw that Daniel and his friends were stronger and smarter than all the other young men and promoted them to serve him. This story comes from chapter 1 of the book of Daniel. It talks about how Daniel and his friends are facing these new challenges and big changes in their lives. From being away from home to being given a new name and learning a new language. And all of it was out of their control the whole time. I think it might have been easy to turn away from God or to find an easy way out, to just eat the king's food or just do what they're told. But instead, they stayed true to their beliefs and to God, and God stayed with them and rewarded them for their faith. Change is never easy. I don't think Daniel and his friends would have thought it was easy, and I know that I don't think it's easy, especially when it's not our choice. These past few months have been full of unexpected change. The school year didn't end the way we're used to it ending. We haven't seen our friends and some of our family in a while. And I think it's pretty easy to get upset about things changing and to feel like we're missing out. But in Daniel's story, we see that trusting in God is the best way to get through it. In Daniel's story, he reaps the benefit of having all this faith and is given health and all these skills. God rewarded him for making good choices and for listening to him. And God was with him in times of trouble. Just like he was with Daniel, God is with us in times of trouble, and God rewards us for making good choices and for listening to him. In Hebrews 13, he says, "For God has said, I will never fail you, I will never abandon you." Even when things are uncomfortable and when we're going through all these big changes, God is with us, and God is the ultimate comfort. I'm going to invite you guys to do whatever you do when you pray, and I'll leave some time in the middle for you to pray at home. Lord, thank you that you are always with us and that you are with us through these changes that make us uncomfortable. Thank you for the family and friends and loved ones who you've blessed our lives with, and we lift up those around us who need you now more than ever. Lord, thank you for your never-ending love. Let us not forget that we need you now and always. We lift up all those prayers said and unsaid. In your name, amen. We're going to sing Lord, I Need You. I invite you guys to sing along at home. The lyrics will be on the screen. Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, and when I cannot stand, I'll fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Thanks for joining us today. You can come back next week to hear more about Daniel.